Welcome, my little busy bees, to Conversing with Kizzy B. We're gonna be recapping Real Housewives of Atlanta season 5, episode 11 and episode 12. I had to combine the episodes, child, because I just don't feel like it'd be enough to recap these days in these Real Housewives of Atlanta streets. I don't know what's going on, but it's just really not captivating. It's not grabbing my attention like it normally is. But as I said, I am going to, and promise to you all, I am going to try to review every episode. So, episode 11, they are in Portugal. Started off by the ending of episode 10 when Drew got up and walked out the restaurant crying. Okay, so Sonya went after Drew. Ken and Sheree went to talk to her as well. They started off talking about Kandi not being there a lot for them. Her excuse is she's working a lot. That's that. Kandi was like, that's like, do you even make time for yourself? And Kandi was like, no. And her excuse is that when you have it, it's easy to lose it. So you just try to keep working to keep what you have, which is understandable. Which some of the girls need to take note because they be relying on these Real Housewives of Atlanta chicks, and I don't know how long it's gonna last. Which they should be invested in other things as well, especially she by Sheree and Marlo. They're the main two that always have something to say. So they second day in Portugal, they went to a market and then picked out their food that they were gonna eat for lunch, so the chef could cook it for them for later. And then they went to a potting class. Kenya ended up coming out the door to get ready to go to the market, and she slipped and fell and bust her butt big time. So she had to go to the hospital. This day second group trip that Kenya has had to go to the hospital. The first one was when they was in Birmingham for the Magic City Classic. Now she in Portugal falling. But they say it was rainy and cold and it was slippery and she had on house shoes. So that wasn't a good idea. So she asked Kandi to go with her. So Kandi went with her to the hospital to get checked out. And the other girls went ahead to the market and went on ahead about their day. Mayetta told Marlo that she tried to steal Kenya's shine by saying that she went on a date with Roy and talked about going to him being in her DMs. So last episode, Kenya, where Roy FaceTime Kenya, and so Kenya showed Roy, and that's when Marlo was like, "Oh, that's Roy. Oh, we went on a date together." So that's what Mayetta's talking about. So of course, Marlo was like, she wasn't trying to steal his shine. She was just saying. Sheree brought up what Kandi said. When Drew got up and walked out the restaurant crying, Kandi said, and sing. Because, they always say that Drew be acting all the time. She always be in actress mode. She's never her authentic self. And, her and Drew supposed to be good friends or whatever. So they figured, like, Kandi shade her and didn't get up and walk out there and check on her. But in Candy's defense and her speak on it on her YouTube channel, she was saying that she does feel that way, but she was just saying, she had just had bubble guts for like 24 hours. She had been on a plane, literally throwing up and used the bathroom at the same time. Her stomach was just not settling down when she was able to eat something. And she saying, she still was a little queasy, so she was just like, she just wasn't feeling it. It wasn't that she didn't care or whatever. She felt like she was, acting because she said she'd been in worse arguments than that, and she didn't get up and cry. So she was just like, where all this was coming from. So Kandi is no nonsense and straight up. So she just like whatever. And she already said she was not that friend to be trying to console you or whatever. She that friend to try to figure out what we can do to work it out or what we can do to get this bag. Sheree also brought up Drew and Marlo and situation. So Marlo apologized to Drew again, and Drew accepted, but told her that she needed to see changed behavior, not just an apology. Because Marlo is known for apologizing and doing them backhanded apologies, and then turn around throwing shade, or then turn around doing something else. So y'all know how Marlo is. It's expected at this point. So they checked on Kenya, found out Kenya was okay. It was just pretty much trauma from the fall or whatever. She didn't have any broken bones or anything. They just gave her pain meds. Everybody came back to the room after their day. Kenya went, and rested or whatever. And all the other girls went down to Sheree's room for like a slumber party. Drew and Kandi, for I don't know how it all came about, but they started talking about their South Carolina trip last season when they had the bolo party, and they was talking about Drew and Latoya kissed. And so Drew, denied it, and Kandi was like,
"You're not gonna make me unsee what I saw. It was a kiss."
So they kind of went back and forth about that. Also, too, Drew brought up to Kandi about what Sheree told her. Of course, there's always gonna be an issue when somebody tells somebody something. They got to address it. So Kandi was like, "Yeah, I said and seen because I just feel like you was, acting or whatever." And Kandi was just like what? Like I'm supposed to deny? She's like, "Yeah, I did say it, and I meant what I said or whatever." But she just like, she apologized if it hurt her feelings or whatever, but it is what it is. And Sheree, of course, I don't know what's going on with Sheree, but Sheree was talking to the girls about none of them bought anything off her website. They all sat up there and was like, well, they tried to buy something and the website wasn't working and, yada, yada, yada. So they all went on there at that moment and purchased something from her website. Then they said the production wrapped at 11:47 and all the cameras went off. And that's when they, was trying to be, I guess, they authentic self. And they had their little after party, slumber party. So that's kind of how it ended. Episode 12. They still in Portugal. It's day 3. Kandi leaves because she has some concerts she had that weekend. So she left early. Still, frustrated because Drew is denying that her and Latoya kissed, and she's trying to make Kandi out to be a liar. And so Kandi, of course, Kandi pissed off. She had called Kenya that 4 day that morning. She had to call Cynthia. She was just like, I'm not the only person that seen it. She not gonna sit up here and tell me that they didn't do what they did because I seen it with my own eyes. So I don't understand. I do believe that Drew and Latoya kissed.
Y'all not gonna be sitting up here trying to act like I'm making up lies about y'all.
What y'all think? Y'all Real Housewives of Atlanta fans been watching every season or either watched last season. What y'all believe? I do believe that they did kiss. I just wish Drew would just own it, admit it, say it was just a drunken night. She don't remember anything. But don't just deny it and then make yourself look like a even bigger liar that people already think that you are. Yetta went to Kenya's room to give her a rundown or the tea about what went on that night because of course Kenya didn't go down there to the slumber party. She said in her confessions that she's only been in the ambulance once and now twice in 2 month period. Somebody must be put some roots on her. So of course the missing producer was like, well, who do you think that may be? And so she was just like, Marlo the witch doctor. Because her and Marlo, they throw some shady sayings and slang at each other. They do not care. Then Marietta told Kenya all about the tea. And she said now everyone sit up here thinking, okay, Marietta missed it, whatever. As if all the girls do that. Every girl on the Real Housewives franchise, not just Atlanta, go back and repeat and go back and tell what they've seen. And of course you're gonna go back and give your girl the tea. Her and Marietta cool. Kenya Marietta cool. So of course Marietta gonna go tell her. So I mean I don't know why everybody trying to say, oh, Marietta's messy. No, Marietta fitting right in. So but anyway, don't be coming for money Shaw. But that's my girl. She a sweet person. Seem like anyway. So she told Kenya that when Drew was up there denying and everything, Marlo was recording it. And Marlo sent the recording to Toya. So Latoya told Drew and sent Drew the recording of what Marlo sent her. So of course, Drew is pissed at her for recording and pissed at her for sending her the recording what she was saying. She was just like that, she ain't friends. She know they not friends now. Of course, Latoya called Kandi, the so-called clear her name. And Kenya was like, there's video footage of her admitting to kissing Drew. And she did admit to kiss Drew last season at the reunion. She said they kissed. And Drew was like, no, we didn't. You're a bold-faced liar. And Kandi was like, even then, yes, you did. Yes, y'all did. So, I mean, just admit it. Everybody that was sloppy drunk. Everybody thought all the cameras was off. which they were supposed to be, quote unquote, turned off. So I don't know. I don't know what she afraid of. She can't be afraid of Ralph because Ralph seem out here. Let me say allegedly.
Allegedly. Let's say allegedly.
Allegedly out here cheating because in two time your husband leave for 3 days and say he in Florida and won't tell you who he was with, where he stayed, or none of the above. You with somebody? Come on now. So he can't be getting mad at no kiss from no female a friend. That ain't it. I mean, come on now. So the next day, Drew met up with, well, that's the same day, is with Ken and Mayetta talking. But it's the next day after the slumber party. Drew met up with Sheree because they was getting ready to go. So, all the girls need to meet up and talk. So she's mad that Marlo recorded her and she was in, and, was telling her, Sheree about it because Sheree was not on that season. So she was telling Sheree about it. And Sheree was like, well, Kandi was like, she seen it with her own eyes. And she was like, well, Kandi normally, tell the truth about everything. She said, but she's lying with this. Sheree was just like, okay. So in Sheree, in her confessional, she was like, girl, we on the reality TV show and you mad about them someone filming you? And she made a little face like, girl, please get real. So Drew said she's looking at everyone with a side eye now. And so the messy producer asked Sheree in her confessional if she thought that Drew was lying. And Sheree was like, we all know that Drew is a liar. So, one more ain't gonna hurt none. So, Sheree had her little shady moments as well. So Marlo and Sheree was talking to Courtney about having each other back. So of course Mayetta told Kenya about that. They all was in, Courtney face about they need to have each other back and pretty much kind of like to watch Drew. But how you gonna tell that girl cousin in law to watch her? That's crazy to me. So the girls took a trip to go do a sound bath for mental clarity and relaxation. So because Sheree on her journey for healing, she want to get rid of those fibroids, and that's supposed to be a holistic route. But I don't know. I don't know about no sound bath and stuff like that. I don't play with that. They don't even. I don't play with stuff like that. They don't even sound like spiritual in a good way. So, but everybody said like they had a good experience. Everybody was sitting up there thinking about some one of their family members. So, of course, Kenya ended up crying, thinking about her. Say she was thinking about her child and what she did to deserve such a good child and stuff like that. She on the journey saying that she want to have another baby. So then they had lunch, and so of course, lunch is when it go down. Anytime they eat, that's when it go down. On any franchise, lunch, dinner, breakfast, it's gonna be an argument before it's over. And then I don't understand how people don't end up eating, cause I'ma still eat. You gonna have to pack it up with me or whatever the case, but I ain't leaving my food. Manietta, Lord Manietta, she's the brought up. She brought it up. She's like, how we had so much fun last night. Sheree was like, yeah, until we didn't. So Drew went off on Marlo, called her a snake, asked her why she was so vested, told her to worry about her getting her case expunged and to worry about her edges. Drew just said that went in. Marlo was real calm because when people go low, Marlo go all the way to hell and beyond because she say stuff that you didn't even come back from. But anyway, y'all remember that season when she told Kenya, your own mama don't even want you, knowing that's a sore spot for her. That was just dirty. So y'all know Marlo don't care what she say. So then Kenya asked Courtney if it was something that she had to tell Drew because she wanted Courtney to tell Drew about what the girls was trying to persuade her to do, or either Marlo. So Courtney was like, no, she was just like, she can be in a group and listen and form her own opinion or whatever. So next thing Marietta was just like, the girls was like, King wasn't even there. So she always inserting herself in situations and trying to bring up something when she wasn't even there. So Marietta said it seemed like if she witnessed a collusion. I ain't trying to be funny. So the producers was like asking Marlo would she know what a collusion was. And she was just like, do Marietta know? So they told Drew to look up collusion. And Drew's like, I'll be happy to. So she said collusion is to work together secretly, especially in order to do something illegal or dishonest or conspire and plot. And they were just like, you know, or I don't even know if I can say that, but DT or 45. So they make it seem like Mayetta used the wrong word, but she used the right word because it did seem like they was all trying to band together and plot against Drew. But or or get Courtney to turn against Drew. And then that's another thing. She gravitating towards Sheree and Marlo and Sonya versus Drew, and Drew is her cousin in law. I don't know I don't know what those girls. They just always on the wrong team to me. So they all arguing or whatever. Sheree got upset and said they was all a freaking embarrassment. Got up and left the table. She started crying because she was just like, we just had a healing experience, and they acting like this, and we supposed to be on a journey. And so, of course, I'm just like, this is real house fashion. That's what they do. Get to a dinner, bring up stuff that they know they're gonna get into it about, argue, get loud, embarrass everybody, don't get to eat, and then leave. So they all went to dinner that night, and they had a good dinner, and that's ending episode 12. Episodes 11 and 12, they was all right to me. I give episode 11 a ooh, a 2 out of 5 peach, and I give episode 12 a 3.5 out of 5 peaches. So what y'all think? What y'all rated? Let me know. Drop down in the comments. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Next week's gonna be good. Kandi gonna have a party. Latoya gonna be there. So they supposed to be, I guess, getting the record straight. But it seemed like on the preview, it's going to go down. And then finally, we get to see our girl Cynthia 50 Cent. She gonna be back in the building with them cheekbones, baby. So we gonna see how this work out. And also, did y'all see the reunion? The reunion looks, and which look y'all like the best? I think I like Kandi's, Drew's, and of course Sheree's. Kenya, I ain't like them feathers going on. Sonya, and Marlo, she always so extra, but I really didn't like hers either. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Who wore it best? Which outfit y'all like the best? Which look y'all like the best? Y'all let me know in the comments. Don't forget, like I said, to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget, y'all, pray with me. Don't play with me.